Kids, we don't have confirmation where they're at yet. I have not spoken with them yet. And it's been over a week, so I'm pretty disturbed by that. We've heard rumors. I hope some of those rumors aren't true. But I don't know for sure where they're at.
You understand that in the event that she doesn't go with them tonight, that a motion is going to be filed against you for enforcement and you're going to likely go to jail. And so I need Sophie to do this so that you don't go to jail.
No!
Sophie?
I can't!
You can.
No! I'm not going!
You're going. Mom is going to get you right now.
No!
Dad is getting in the car. And
I know you're upset. I know you're upset. Away from me! You have to let go and you have to come.
Sophie?
Help me! I needed one more hug!
Go.
Sophie, don't hurt your mother. Please move.
This is exactly what our attorney. Sophie! Come here! This is ridiculous!
Call the police. It's all I need to observe.
No. Sophie,
You asked us to stay in the car.
you have to come.
You asked us to stay in the car.
You have to come, Sophie.
I have talked to her the whole trip.
You know what? I have
We've had
dropped
3 hours to talk
dropped
to
you
her to
off.
go
We had a
along.
really good time.
That's right. You did have 3 hours to.
Yeah, you know how long it took to get her to the car? What do you just yank her?
Stop! You better stop! Right now! She's pulling my legs! Help me! Help me!
Stop! What are you doing? Let her. No, that's just not okay. This is not okay. Stop.
No!
Please, not
You have to come. No! You won't open the door. You won't open the door.
What are you talking about? I got the door open. You're yanking
No,
her
that
out.
door.
Because you have a door open already.
Please open this door. Open the door.
Yes, 4367.
This is insane! So wrong, Michael!
I didn't do anything. Kim,
This is what our attorney advised us to do.
yeah, but it's hurting her.
No, it's not hurting her. She's putting on the fit that you asked her to put on.
I didn't ask her to put on a fit.
I'm telling the truth.
I'm not, honey, I am not saying you're not.
And mommy's gonna be always like, Dad, mommy's coming. I'm like just fighting her. But I'm not going. I'm tired of it.
Listen.
Yes, sir. It's called Plumber. I'm sorry. I didn't get your last name. Plumber? Hi, Corporal. Hi, Corporal. Thanks for taking my call. So, the other night there was an incident in Lacey Lakeview during a custody exchange where I brought my daughter to be exchanged into the custody of her mother. Her grandmother was there. We were planning originally just based on the attorneys and all the stuff that's gone on to just sit in the car and wait. And her grandmother was going to come talk to her. What ended up happening was I unlocked the doors. Her grandmother and mother walked up, and they started just yanking her out of the car. And my daughter is insistent that there's abuse going on in the home, and she's been doing outcries consistently. But on our end, and even she'd done one just in a hospital to a deputy sheriff here in Guadalupe County. and we had attempted a custody exchange at our property here in Texas, and for 2 hours, I mean, there were 2 sheriffs here. She wouldn't go, and kicking and screaming and hitting, wouldn't do it. So, you know, the judge had ordered that there would be another exchange. Got her to the same transition spot that we usually have, which is at that Starbucks, where you had 2 officers reply. Well, my father actually was the one who called in the 911 call, because when they walked up, like I said, it got physical very fast, and my daughter got hurt in the incident to the point where I ended up having to bring her to the hospital about half an hour to an hour afterwards on our way back towards the town, because she got to the point where she couldn't even extend her arm because her elbow had gotten hyperextended.
Yeah, I talked to Corporal, or not Corporal, I'm sorry, I talked to Officer Eglad a little bit. Let me so you pull into the Starbucks. Who's in the vehicle with you?
My father and my daughter.
Your father?
And my daughter.
Where's he sitting at?
He's in the passenger seat.
Passenger seat.
Or he might have been standing outside.
Your daughter is where?
My daughter was in the back of the car, in the back seat of the car.
Like, we're directly behind you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you is the wife, or your ex-wife, or girlfriend, or wherever she is, was she in the parking lot when you got there?
Yeah, she was in the parking lot, and so was her mother.
Okay, where was her mother sitting?
Her mother had gotten into the seat behind the driver's seat in my car.
So what? Okay, hold on, you lost me. You pull in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Are they sitting in their vehicle?
Yeah, they're sitting in their vehicle. The original plan was that the grandmother was going to deal with the transition, come over, maybe talk to Sophie, and have her come, over to their car. But instead, you unlock the doors, and she opens the door, and immediately they're just going at her, trying to pull her and yank her out of her.
At what point did you turn a camera on?
I was advised before this all started to be sure I documented the whole exchange because of how contentious it had all been.
Okay, so when did you turn your camera on?
At 8:29, just...
No, I'm talking about...
I just started.
Did you turn it on before you pulled in the parking lot? After, when the grandma opened the door?
Yeah, right at... Flip out. Stop. Yeah, it was right then.
Okay, so
I grabbed my
she opened the door, she grabbed her, and that's when the video started?
That's about the time, yeah, it was 8:29. We pulled up probably 8:28 into that parking lot.
Okay, so would you say your daughter's pretty well behaved?
Yeah, for us, she's great. And she's
talking to you?
Yeah, I'd say she's
She
great.
respects you and does what you say, yes sir, no sir kind of thing?
Yeah, no, she's good. She's strong-willed, but she's...
Did you talk to her about the exchange and how it worked?
We did. And before we left, listen, CPS was even over here having discussions with us before this transition even took place. It took us an hour just to get her in the car.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem I run into. Before you get there, you explain to her that she's going to have to get out of the car, right?
We told her. Yeah. But I'm not going to physically hurt my daughter in that transition.
No, I understand that. But at the same time, what do you do when your daughter tells you no?
Well, you know what? It's not something that she says often. And in this case, she's saying no because she's telling us that she's being sexually abused in that house and that her mother is complicit in it. So it's a little bit of a difficult situation for a father to be in, to be told.
Were y'all married at one point?
Yes, we were.
How long were y'all married for?
5 years.
Okay, so at some point in life, y'all liked each other.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
At some point. So at somewhere it went sour, and y'all are struggling to work together. Okay, but you still have a child.
What is this?
That exchange, it has everything to do with it. That exchange takes as much effort from you as it does her. The mother should not be going into your vehicle and getting the kid out of the car. You should get the kid out of your own car.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's ideal.
Not holding a video camera. That's like when somebody's fighting us. There's someone wants to hold a video camera and they don't want to help. They don't want to do anything. They just want to sit there and document to try and make it look.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. I'm sure deal with a lot of
At
that.
the same time, when you're sitting there holding a video camera and your 8-year-old daughter is seeing you do this, she thinks that this behavior is acceptable.
I don't see how
that's not a good environment for, I mean, yeah, the kid may get an extended arm or leg or whatever he said was the injury if she's fighting her mother. When you fight your parents, there's a possibility if she goes to whoop that kid with a belt and that kid ducks and catches a bruise across the back, that's on the kid.
All right, memorandum order. The court makes the following findings. The court issues the following temporary orders. The court finds that the children had been with their father for extended summer visitation prior to the first TRO granted by this court. The court now orders that father receive Zoom visits with his children, 15 to 20 minutes each child, or an hour with all 3 kids every day at a time arranged by the parties through their lawyers after work so that no conflict with either parent's schedule occurs. Both parents are ordered not to discuss the litigation or disparage the other parent during these visits. These visits are found to be in the best interest of these children. Number 2, the verbal order on August 31st, 2020, which temporarily sealed the case, open parens, sealing, / open quote, gag, close quote, order, close paren, was vacated and withdrawn on September 1st, 2020. All parties were emailed this order on September 1st, 2020. 3, the temporary orders heard on August 20th, 2020, enjoined, open paren, prohibited, close paren, Jacob Bellington, to be in the presence of the children subject of this suit. To be clear, the court now orders absolutely no contact with mother's boyfriend, Jacob Bellington, or any other unrelated male to be around these children. Number 4, both parties agreed on record during the August 31st, 2020 hearing to remove all video, audio, and name identification containing the children subject of this suit from all platforms and social media. The court order on August 31st, 2020 did not seek to shut down, control, manage, or seize any account, including GoFundMe, Facebook groups, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, or any other platform. The court order solely sought to protect the children's identity via audio / video. 5, the court is presently reviewing all previous records from prior hearings, all pleadings and briefings, as well as the transferred records from Comal County, Texas, cause number C2015-0238D, styled in the matter of the marriage of Michael Long and Kelly Long, and in the interest of SAL, JLL, and LAL children. 6, all email correspondence relating to pending cases will be filed with the district clerk for inclusion in the record of the case. Any communication to the court or staff via email must comply with Rules 21 and 21A, Texas Rules of Civil Procedure, and to do so by the fastest means available to the other affected parties or counsel. The provisions of Canon 3B8 of the Code of Judicial Conduct should be carefully reviewed before any person connected with a case attempts any communication with the judge or court personnel. 7, this case has been set for a trial before the court on November 4th and November 5th, 2020 at 9 a.m. Any other matters in the last TRO will be taken up at the hearing as scheduled on these matters on Thursday, September 3rd, 2020. Signed this second day of September 2020 by me.
Girl named Sophie in Frisco, Texas, who's 9 years old, created a huge thing all around the world, and her voice is being heard. The system is trying to take her away from her father and putting her back into her mother's care, where her alleged abuser is, after she disclosed that she was being sexually abused at this house, and nobody was listening. However, you have thousands upon thousands, probably over millions of people listening to you now, Sophie. This morning they met in court, and that's what I'm going to talk about. But before I get there, I want to put a full disclosure out that I am not a professional. I am not a detective. I am in no way linked to any of these cases. I choose to use my platform to get the voice out, especially for children, because they need it. Not only that, but I have some criminal justice background. I've been involved in family court, and this is just something that I feel the world needs to talk about more. Because when we start talking and we don't stop talking, that's how things start to get solved. So I want to start out the whole court thing by the fact that they got divorced in 2015. A lot of people are saying this is a bitter custody thing, bitter divorce. I don't think that's the case whatsoever. I think that there's so much going on with these children that the dad is just trying to keep them safe. When you guys get divorced, you don't really care about the other person. You care about the children and what they're going through, their physical state, their mental state, their emotional state, because all of those things play a huge factor in children's lives. Being a parent isn't just feeding them and clothing them. There are so many more layers to it. I'm going to start off by talking about some of the things that Kelly's attorney was trying to say in court, and then I am going to talk about what the judge has ordered and has decided on this case. Kelly's attorney is the one who filed the TRO, which is a temporary restraining order, and a continuance. They said that they wanted a continuance because CPS had a lot of concerns about the safety of the children in the dad's care, saying that he was threatening to take them out of the country. The exchanges with the children were super emotional and damaging to the kids. The mom was trying to say that he had some mental health issues in 2017, which, let's be honest, we all have some sort of mental issues, but that does not entirely mean that we are bad parents or anything that we are going through actually affects our children. So I feel like they were just trying to draw straws and throw them under the bus and make them look bad. They said that the kids did go to a forensic interview, and in that interview the kids were saying that the dad has a bunch of guns around the house, he has gas masks, and he's starting to memorize license plates. Also not sure how that could come out as a dangerous parent. So during all of this, I was watching Kelly's face. I did watch the live streaming on YouTube, which is crazy. And Kelly was like crocodile tearing up. I couldn't take her seriously when I was watching her. The attorney was doing absolutely nothing to alleviate all of this stuff. Like, I feel like she was attacking the dad, and, well, no, they can't go over there because this, X, Y, and Z, instead of trying to come up with something. Michael did obtain legal counsel, and I was really pleased with the way that they were handling this. They just came onto the case about 24 hours ago, and so far they are doing absolutely phenomenal to get Sophie's voice heard. So there's another thing that was disclosed. So they changed judges. There was a lot of rumors that Kelly, the mother, had ties to that judge. So there was a conflict of interest in the judges. That judge, Judge Hockett, tried ordering the dad to not take the kids to doctor's visits while they were in his care. This judge also confirmed that that's very dangerous. He took Sophie to 3 different doctors because she did not want to be seen by a male doctor. The reason why she went to a doctor was she was having pain urinating and pain in her private areas, so he took her to get seen. She was diagnosed with a yeast infection and vaginitis, which to me seems very uncommon in a typical 9-year-old child. And she did not want to be seen by a male doctor, so he took her to several different places. These incidents seem to happen after visits with mom. So he took his child, who was in so much pain that she was having trouble sitting at one point. She was put on antibiotics to try to alleviate what was happening. So they were literally just throwing out whatever they could think of to give some sort of excuse why he shouldn't get the kids. So now we're going to talk about what the judge ordered and what is about to happen. First and foremost, they do have a trial by jury on November 4th and 5th. They're going to look into the evidence and the safety issues before that hearing so that they can try to better build the case. The judge ordered that the mother's boyfriend, Jake Bellington, to be nowhere near the children, as well as any other male that isn't related to the children. So Jake and the abuser is not supposed to be around the children. Now, if she breaks these things, there's going to be dire consequences, and she's literally building a case against herself. She does have another child with Jake Bellington, so all of this should be interesting. There should be Zoom calls daily for 1 hour with the dad and the children so he can make sure that they are safe. Everything, it's kind of supervised, but he needs to be seeing his kids because that's what's in the best interest. There is no more gag order. However, the judge did say that they needed to be respectful of the children and their faces and their voices and respectful of the other parent. However, they cannot control the internet, and we are free to say and whatever we would like. However, don't go into the whole death threat thing because that's not going to solve anything. The GoFundMe money that everybody has been donating is absolutely freed and in the dad's hands. They did order that a psych evaluation should be present for both the parents, so they will have to go get psych evaluations because the judge says that a child needs to be taken care of by somebody who can actually take care of them and is mentally stable. And she also ordered counseling for the kids, which is very typical in family courts. Any change that is happening in one household or the other, or a divorce, or a change of schools, or anything even minor that is cause for concern for the children should be looked at in counseling so that this, like, one little problem doesn't turn into a bigger problem. The judge stated, and I'm wondering if anybody can help me with this because I honestly was confused. The judge did state that at one time she awarded the dad full custody and the mother 0 custody. I don't know if she had signed it and it was overturned, or she did say that CPS was involved in both of their homes prior to all of this. This is not a new thing. I was listening to the dad's live on Stand with Sophie last night, and I tried to give a little bit of a recap because his lives are very long and filled with a lot of information. He was saying that the little boy tested positive for cocaine and marijuana from a hair follicle test back in May. So all of this was beginning in May. So this is nothing new. I feel like he did the right thing by speaking out because he was exhausting every possible resource to be heard, to get his child safe, to get all his children safe, and he wasn't being listened to until he brought it to social media, and we all helped. When you start talking, you need to not stop talking, because when you start pushing things under the rug, Sophie is not the only child that is going through this. There's Sloan, there's little Angelina. There are so many ways that the system fails these children and takes them from a healthy home and puts them back with abusers, because the justice system and family court thinks that is 100% best for the children to have a relationship with both parents, even if sometimes that's not the case. Regardless, we need to start listening to our children. However, the best news of the entire court proceeding is that Dad gets the kids for a 3-day weekend. When the judge told him this, he started sobbing. The emotion is so raw and so real in this entire case coming from Michael. Kelly's attorney tried to say, no, I don't think that that's correct. I don't think that that's what should be happening. It's against some sort of code of ethics without, or to modify things without an evidentiary hearing. And the judge was just like, he will pick them up tomorrow at 5 o'clock and keep them for the 3-day weekend. And like I said, the emotion in all of this is raw. I get bombarded with questions all the time that I'm trying my best to answer. The reason why I do these videos, people get confused and want to make their own false allegations, is to take little bits of information and put them all together. Because when you're scrolling through all these Facebook groups and you're trying to click on all these different lives and listen to things and read comments, it takes hours. I have spent hours writing in this little notebook little notes that I want to portray onto these videos so that all the information is in one place. No, I am not a family member, but I do everything I can to get all my information correct, mostly from the dad, because he's had 2 live videos now that ran about 2 hours long, and a lot of people are new to this case and don't really know what's going on yet. So I try to take everything and combine it and post these videos. I hope so much that these kids and Michael have an amazing weekend with him. I hope for justice, and I hope that November 4th and 5th shows a lot more. But at least at the end of today, Michael won, and I hope that he continues to win, and I hope that Sophie's voice never stops being heard.